What if a supervolcano erupted? Our planet is home to some of the most powerful forces in nature, but few compared to the sheer destructive potential of a supervolcano. These sleeping giants have the power to reshape the world in an instant. But what if them woke up? Chapter 1. What is a supervolcano? Unlike regular volcanoes, a supervolcano doesn't look like a towering mountain with a classic crater. Instead, it's a massive underground reservoir of molten rock with no obvious peak. These monsters erupt with unimaginable force, spewing thousands of cubic kilometers of ash and gas into the atmosphere. When a supervolcano erupts, it's not just a local disaster, it's a planetary catastrophe. Unlike smaller volcanic eruptions, which can cause destruction within a few kilometers, a supervolcanic eruption has effects that can be felt on a global scale. The sheer volume of material ejected into the sky can change the climate, disrupt ecosystems, and even threaten civilization itself. In history, supervolcanic eruptions have caused massive devastation. Around 74,000 years ago, the Toba supervolcano in Indonesia erupted, releasing an estimated 800 cubic kilometers of volcanic material. Some scientists believe this event caused a volcanic winter that nearly drove early humans to extinction. While supervolcanic eruptions are rare, they are not impossible, and the consequences of one happening today would be far more severe than in ancient times. Chapter 2. The immediate destruction. The first victims? Everything within hundreds of kilometers. Superheated clouds of gas and ash race across the land at speeds of up to 700 kilometers, incinerating everything in their path. Entire cities would be wiped out in minutes, leaving nothing but a wasteland of ash. But the destruction wouldn't stop there. The shockwave from the explosion would flatten forests and buildings, while the ground would be covered in meters of ash, making survival almost impossible.
Oh my God!
What's that?
The sheer volume of ashfall would be catastrophic. Even cities hundreds of kilometers away from the eruption would experience heavy ashfall. Roofs would collapse under the weight, vehicles would stop working, and water sources would become contaminated. Breathing in volcanic ash can cause severe lung damage, making it lethal for people without proper protection.
Mom, I am scared.
In the worst-case scenario, millions of people could be displaced, and entire regions could become uninhabitable for years. Chapter 3. The global fallout. But the real disaster begins when volcanic ash enters the atmosphere. This isn't just dust, it's tiny shards of rock that can collapse buildings, clog jet engines, and poison water supplies. Without sunlight, temperatures would plummet. Crops would fail worldwide, leading to mass starvation. The global economy would crash. And nations might even go to war over dwindling resources. If a supervolcano like Yellowstone were to erupt today, the United States food production could collapse. But the effects wouldn't be limited to just one country. Global trade would be disrupted, and famine could spread across continents. The last major volcanic eruption with global effects was Mount Tambora in 1815. It caused what became known as the Year Without a Summer, where crops failed and millions suffered from food shortages. A supervolcano's eruption would be many times worse, lasting not just 1 year, but potentially decades. The long-term effects would be devastating. Acid rain, global cooling, and ecosystem collapses would make life extremely difficult. Even the oceans wouldn't be spared. Ocean temperatures would drop, disrupting marine life and leading to mass extinctions. Chapter 4. Could we survive? Could we stop a supervolcano? Not really. But we can prepare. Scientists monitor these giants closely, hoping to predict eruptions years in advance. In theory, we could try to release pressure by cooling the magma underground. Some proposals suggest drilling into the magma chamber and pumping in water to gradually lower the temperature. However, this method is highly risky. If done incorrectly, it could even trigger an eruption rather than prevent one. The best way to survive is through preparation. Governments need to create emergency plans for mass evacuations, food storage, and alternative energy sources. Investing in resilient agriculture that can withstand colder temperatures would be crucial for preventing global famine. Some researchers suggest that underground shelters could help people survive the worst effects of an eruption. But the real challenge would be rebuilding civilization in a world drastically altered by a volcanic winter. Conclusion: what can we do? The good news? Supervolcanic eruptions are extremely rare, happening only once every 100,000 years or so. But if we want to survive, we need global cooperation, better food storage, and improved climate engineering. Humanity has survived countless disasters in the past. With knowledge and preparation, we may be able to endure even the wrath of a supervolcano. So, what do you think? Could humanity endure the wrath of a supervolcano? Or would civilization collapse? Let us know in the comments.